Hi, my name is Kira Bolden, and my stereotype is that people assume that I come from money. So I understand that in Orange County it takes a substantial amount of money to support living here, whether that's gas or property tax or groceries, especially. California is expensive, especially in Orange County where it's really focused. And as unfortunate as it is, people who are in more impoverished areas don't get the same support and education as other areas. So there's a consistent cycle of people starting off at a low point and not getting a priority in education, and so the cycle just repeats because they don't know any better. And from demographics and what I've noticed just personally and socially, the groupings kind of stay together as they go into high school. And so kind of in high school, when I've just joked around or gotten lunch and stuff with like a couple groups of people who fall into that kind of category, it's just been a little bit of a joke to where it's like, oh, Kira, like, you're pretty white, like you're pretty well off then, huh? And it's just like, obviously after like meshing and assimilating a little more, it goes past that initial layer, but it's interesting to me that that's still the initial thought, and that makes me pretty sad, because then that to me is showing that they think of themselves as a consistently less than observation, you know? And it's unfortunate that people think that they have to be stuck in one set grouping, and it's hard to just open up with it right off the bat. But I've had 2 different years where my mom has gotten laid off, and that's put a pretty big dip in our family's comfortability. And over both of those times, I've taken on jobs and kind of under the table helped pay for groceries so that my parents didn't have to worry about that as much. And I paid for gas, which really isn't too big of a deal, but I put aside a lot of arguments that happened in my house just because I knew there was stress going on, but I kind of tried to quietly do what I could to help out with that. And in the summer to February of my senior year in high school, I worked a job that was 10 miles away from home. I really loved that job, but I did what I could with that money I made from it. And the year before, my junior year, when I was still taking AP courses, I was working 2.5 jobs. I was babysitting, and I was a coach of 2 different youth teams. And I also worked full-time on weekends. And sometimes up to 18 hours on one day, and I had a 35-hour weekend one time, and that was really disgusting. I was scraping nacho cheese that was like curled and crusted off of bleachers inside of a volleyball gym, and like my pants were soaked with like, old milk. It was really, really gross, but I made good money from that, and I learned a lot from that experience, so I wouldn't really take it back. And I gained a lot of respect for other workers who are doing what they need to. But again, I think it's really overlooked, especially in California, that other people have to make a lot of sacrifices to remain stable where they are. But that's my personal experience.